was just some random dude who, oh my god, just don't do a third act breakup at all. Hello and welcome to this new video of mine. Today we'll be doing something that I've already done once, and that is a reading wrap-up. In today's video I'm just gonna show you all the books that I read in I don't even know the month. January, February, March, April, June, July. Okay, so today I'm gonna be showing you all the books I've read in June. Here we go. It's June. It's June. Wait. It's June. Yeah. Okay, so it is currently July, but I'm gonna be showing you all the books I read in June. Here we go. Okay. I read a total of 10 books. I checked that before, I don't even have to count. And I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about every book and what I rated them. I have my list here on my laptop. So, if you're wondering why I'm gonna look here, it's my laptop. And I did something really stupid, which is I put the laptop on the books. I didn't have the physical copy of every single book I read. I only have the physical copy of those that I read on a physical copy. I listened to one audiobook this month, and some of the books that I read are already are already back in the library, so we won't be looking at them. I'm just gonna blend in a picture of every single book that I read. So if I'm not holding them upright, you'll still see. You'll get what I mean. And I read 451 pages in total, which for me, that is really good. I have school, so I don't get to read a lot of the time in the day, but when I'm at home, I like reading most of the time. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. And the first book that I read was King of Wrath by Ana Huang, and it's a marriage of convenience. She's a jewelry heiress, and he's just this rich, I think, Italian guy who is apparently really attractive, because which kind of book isn't attractive? Let's be honest. Well, there are always non-attractive guys, but the love interest is always attractive. So he has to be with her, because otherwise, well, her father does something. And I said a spoiler, I don't think her father blackmails him, and you get to know that in the first 20 pages or something, as far as I remember. And it's Dante and Vivian, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, so I definitely enjoyed it. It wasn't quite a 5-star read, but I just loved the two, so I really liked it. Next up is Fourth Wing. Now, I don't even know if I have to explain what Fourth Wing is to anyone out here who doesn't know what Fourth Wing is, although I highly doubt it, because everybody and their mom has read Fourth Wing, even me. It is a story about a girl named Violet. I was gonna say Violence. Violet. And she needs to go to a rider school called Basquiat War College. And there she meets Zayden, and he is the son of a rebel, and his father killed her brother. And basically, it's kind of an enemies to lovers, because, well, his father killed her brother and she loved her brother. And she is like this little breakable girl who she's helpless. And he tries to help her and keep her alive, because their lives are magically tied to each other. And there are dragons, which is kind of the best part of the whole book. She is bonded to 2 dragons, Terran and Andarna, and oh my god, I love those dragons. They're the funniest thing in the whole book. Now, I rated this 4 stars, and please don't judge me, but I think it was just because I read it in German, and books I read in German, I generally rate them worse than the books I read in English, because I just prefer reading in English, but my library didn't have it in German. They had it in German. They didn't have it in English, so I didn't want to go to the bookstore, because the bookstore was on the other side of the city, and I just wasn't in the mood to go there and spend money, because I didn't have any money with me. So I just took the first book in German, and if I liked it, then I could always get the second book in English. So yeah, that was 4 stars. And then I kind of realized I loved it, and I also heard that it ends on a cliffhanger, so what any normal person would do, I went and got Iron Flame. I actually have that here, wait a minute. So the third read of the month was in fact Iron Flame, and this book is actually so thick, but if you think about it, it's just as thick as a German copy of Fourth Wing. So this is like 700 and something pages, and Fourth Wing in German is 700 and something pages, and in English Fourth Wing is not that thick. Wait a minute. Yeah, 528 pages. So basically, Fourth Wing in German is 200 pages longer. I do not know why I did that, because it's such a thick book. So anyways, yeah, I read Iron Flame, and this, I can't tell you really anything much about it, because it will spoil literally the entire book of Fourth Wing. Like, Fourth Wing ends in such a big cliffhanger, and this one ends on a cliffhanger too, because why wouldn't it? So anyways, I love the copy. No, not copy, the cover. I just really like it. The only problem with this cover is, we went on a school trip, like for a whole week, and I brought this book with me. First mistake, like bringing a fantasy book that you know is like really bad. Well, it's not bad, but like just everything happens all at once, and it was too much to read. Because my thoughts were only at the book and never on the activities that we did, which was really not smart. And I put it in my backpack, and then this happened. I had to stick it back on with tape because the cover started to peel off. Here you can see it, look, and it peels off, which really pissed me off, but I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, that's why I have tape all over my copy of Iron Flame. I also annotated it, which I don't usually annotate books because most of the books that I read, I have them from the library. So I read Iron Flame, and I rated this one 4.5 stars. It was just a bit long, and I don't think it needed to be just as long. Like, she could have like shortened a little bit, but it's still 4.5 stars. So yeah, I loved it. Then I think it was actually the same day that I finished Iron Flame. I finished I'm Gonna Get You Back by Elena Armas, and I absolutely love her. Like, her books, her writing is just awesome, and this is the only book that was only available. No, actually, not. It's not the only one. She has another one, but that nobody knows about that. Like, I think she has one post in her social media about that book. Well, at least I found one. It's called Know Your Newlywed. I'm trying to listen to that right now, but audiobooks and me, it does not work. Anyways, I'm Gonna Get You Back. This is about Frankie and what's his name? Yeah, I already forgot his name. It was about Frankie and some dude, and she's an author. She has a stalker, and basically that's the whole story. They fall in love while she has a stalker, and I rated this 2 stars because we didn't know anything about the stalker. I would have liked it if it would have been like a couple of people, and like you would have already known the stalker, but it was just some random dude who we didn't know. And like the whole book was really nice, and then all of a sudden I was like, okay, yeah, now the stalker exists again. What I really liked was that it was spicy, because I love the spice, but I always love a spice by Elena Armas. It's just something she does so well. Then I read King of Pride, which is from the same series as King of Rats, so it's also by Anna Huang. And this follows Isabella and Kai, who we also meet in the first book. And how to say this? I like them, but I only liked Isabella. I was not a big fan of Kai's. He just didn't really give me anything at all. So yeah, but I really loved Isabella, and she's so me. Like, she just says the most idiotic things at the worst times ever. She was talking about glow-in-the-dark stuff the whole time. And if you've read the book, you know what glow-in-the-dark stuff I mean. And he was just so funny with it. Like, she was talking about glow-in-the-dark stuff. He ordered a glow-in-the-dark drink. So anyways, I gave that book 3.5 stars. I don't know why I rated it that badly. Well, 3.5 isn't that bad. Like, for me, that I enjoyed a book, it's 4 stars. If I loved a book and it's, oh my god, it's 5 stars. If I didn't really like a book, it's 2 stars. I've never given a book 1 star in my entire life. To be fair, I only read like 70 books in my entire life, and I started rating them 3 months ago when I got into the whole book talk stuff. So before that, I didn't even rate books, so it was kind of hard for me to even like give a book a bad rating. But yeah, 3.5, I have no clue why it's that bad, but I trust myself. Then I read Wildcard. I think I have. No, I don't. Okay, I don't have Wildcard here. Wildcard by Elsie Silver, which is the last book in the Rose Hill series. And I gave this book 4 stars. It was absolutely great. It didn't like shock me or anything, but I had a really good time. And this book is about Gwen. I know that because I have a friend called Gwen, so I could really remember that name really well. It was kind of weird to read about someone called Gwen, but I managed. I pushed through because it was just so good. And what's his name? And some dude. I forget all the names. I'm awful with names, okay? I remember the name of the first couple. The second one too. And the third. Why don't I remember his name? Anyways. And it's like an age gap, but not too bad of an age gap, because I'm usually not a big fan of age gap. The only age gap I really accept is if he's like 500 years older, like in ACOTAR, where like Feyre is 2019 and Tamlin is like 500. That's the only age gap I accept, when it's like with fairies or something. Okay, so there's it. But otherwise, if it's like just age gap, I'm not a huge fan of it. But it was done like really well, and it was also Sun's ex-girlfriend, or like ex-girlfriend of the Sun. I don't know how you want to call it, but she used to date his son, but now she lives with him, and that wasn't even my favorite part. The best part of the whole book was this old cranky dude who had a kidney operation and got a kidney, and he was just the funniest person ever. I don't think I've ever liked a guy in a book more, and he wasn't even a love interest, but I really just loved him. I also don't remember his name though. You get to meet him before Crazy Clyde. You get to meet him in the first 3 books, but in the last book you like really get to see him. Like that's when you also get a bit of his story, and it's actually really sad, but I loved it. And like I said, I gave that book 4 stars, and it was really good. I liked it. And then, like I said, Iron Flame ends on a big cliffhanger, so I could finally read Onyx Storm like the week after. I was literally dying to read it, but yeah. I asked my father to get this because I wouldn't be in the city ever, and he got it when he had time, which wasn't really early, but I got it nonetheless. And well, yeah, then I read Onyx Storm. Oh, by the way, I did such a nice book. Look at this. I'm so proud of this bookmark. Then we have Andarna, then we have Tyrn, and then we have Segale. And it says, a dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without its... I can't talk. Okay. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. Again. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead. There we go. So yeah, this is the bookmark. I did this when I read Fourth Wing, and it's in here now. And this book, I gave this 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I will never move on. The cliffhanger totally destroyed me. And I think I have watched every single, how do you call it? Yeah, the words have left my mouth. The ideas have left my brain. Okay, anyway. I've read every single video that I could find on Onyx Storm, whether it is reading vlogs, a animated summary. I watched a ton of those, or like literally anything. My whole Pinterest is full with fan art. Ooh, I have to show you Pinterest. Do a series I love. I always do a Pinterest board, and here I use this like I think so. I love this so much. Okay, I'm like, look at you guys, I love Pinterest so much. Okay, here we have one. I only have 50 pins. Do not ask me how I managed to only have so little. Ooh, I found these French bracelets. Look, should I get the wing leader? This, yeah, Tyrn is awesome. Tyrn is just my favorite character in the whole entire series, which says a lot because there are a lot of characters. But I love Tyrn. Like, Oh my god, I'm jealous of Sigale. So anyways, yeah, I gave Onyx Storm 5 stars. It was absolutely everything I wanted. Somehow they still got to be together, even with everything that happened in Iron Flame. Xaden was much better. I like him really much better than I did in Iron Flame. In Iron Flame, he pissed me off so much. But in Onyx Storm, I think he learned from his mistakes. And he was also like, violence. Oh, I love that nickname, by the way. I love violence. Well, I don't love violence. I love the nickname Violence, and I love the character who's called Violence. I don't actually love violence. You shouldn't love violence. That's not a good thing. Next up, we have the Love Hypothesis. As you can see, I read almost exclusively BookTok books that everybody and their mom has read on BookTok, and the Love Hypothesis was no different. The reason I do this is because the books just always turn out to be absolutely great. I don't think I've ever read a bad BookTok book. I didn't love A Curse for True Love, but that was only like 3.5 stars, so that's like I think the first worst I've ever rated a popular BookTok book. And yeah, I read The Love Hypothesis. Now, this is about Olive and Adam. Yeah, Olive and Adam. I totally had to check that on the back of the book. I actually remember pretty much of this because I read this quite recently. And, oh, it's by Ali Hazelwood, if anyone wanted to know that. I don't think there's a person out there who doesn't know that. But if there is, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, I gave this 4 stars. Again, it didn't shock me, but I loved it, if that makes sense. Like, it was really cute, and I also really liked the third act breakup kind of thingy. It was a third act breakup, but it was nice and short and sweet. I liked the reason, and I also like how they resolved it again, because sometimes resolving is like, oh my god, just don't do a third act breakup at all if you're like not going to do anything about it. But I really loved this third act breakup. I loved him, I loved her. There was like a tiny amount of spice in it, really only a teeny tiny bit. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't even tell you what it's about. It is about Olive, and she, on impulse, kisses Adam. And like that's how it starts. It's literally the first page. Wait a minute. Here. The first sentence is, in Olive's defense, the man didn't seem to mind the kiss too much. So yeah, it literally starts with them kissing. And the thing is, her best friend and her ex, they like each other, but they don't want to come together because it's her best friend. And that breaks like every single girl code rule there is. And she wants them to be together because she does not give a fuck about her ex. So she and Adam, they end up fake dating so that she can show her best friend that she has moved on. And they find themselves in like this really big fake dating mess, and it's actually hilarious. Like, they always find themselves in the most ridiculous places. Like, she had to, I'm not even gonna go into it, but I was giggling, and at the same time, I had to put the book away like 5 times because it was just so awkward. Like, whenever a book gets just a teeny bit awkward, I'm gone. So yeah, I really like this. We have anyways. The word you're looking for is anyways. If you get that. That was from friends. Summers on the Reaping, next book. I rated this 4.5 stars, and it absolutely tore my little heart out. I am so sorry for Haymitch, and I totally understand why he's a drug addict. Like, everything about him made sense. Everything I didn't like about him made sense after this book. And the epilogue, I was this close to sobbing. I love you like all fire. I mean, if you've read the book, you know exactly what I love you like all fire means and how absolutely fucking sad that is. And I hate Snow. He is, like, I've hated him ever since the first book, but with every Hunger Games book I read, he just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And this was just the final straw. Like, I want to rip my arm out so I have something to throw at him. Again, from Friends. I'm very Friends influenced, as you can see. So yeah. And also, on the back here, it says, when you've been set up to lose everything you love, what is there left to fight for? And basically, this is just a book where every single character you like dies except for the main character. That's basically the book. And that's the best way I can describe it. So yeah. 4.5 stars. Even though it ripped my heart out, I liked it. And last, but certainly not least, is a reread. The only reread I ever did this year. And my second reread ever in the history of all my reading. The first reread was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I was bored on holiday and it just happened because my mom was reading it and then she finished reading it and then I wanted to read it and I read it like in one day. But except for that, this is my second reread. It's called Royals of Nightfall and by Julia Kuhn. Oh yeah, I forgot to say Samson Reaping by Sam Collins, but I think you know. Okay. So, and this is actually a German book. So, I don't even think it is translated. Maybe it is. I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure it is. Let me check. Yeah. Here it says, there is no official English translation available. So, really sorry, but I gave this 4.5 stars because I love it. It's one of the best books I have ever read. I read the whole series. I read this like a bit more than a year ago, so I didn't remember everything. But the further I went into the book, the more I realized why I loved it, why it was one of my favorite books I've ever read, and why I didn't forget about it. Because I have read a lot of books, and I forgot about most of them. His name is Jasper. Her name is Felicia. Ha! Her name is Felicia. I mean, first thing, what? I've never in my entire life found a name that I loved in the first seconds. I love this name Felicia. It's so pretty. And anyways, it's about Felicia, and she goes to this ball. And then she follows the prince out because she is a blogger and she wants to get her information. Then she follows the prince, and they're and she's like, but then, so basically, the prince exits. She exits with him. She loses the prince. Then she opens a door and she finds herself in the middle of nowhere. Like it's in London, and it's like just in a little place, in a little road where nobody is. And then there's a demon that comes and he's like, you know what, girl, I'm gonna attack you. Is it what? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. And she's like, okay. And then he comes and saves her. And then it happens again. And the second time she's like, hey, dude, tell me who you are and teach me what I can do that doesn't happen again. And he's like, you do realize that this will probably end in your death. You do realize that, don't you? And that this will be incredibly emotional for you because it has a lot to do with your dead mother. And she's like, sign me up. And he says like, okay, hi, I'm Jace. I think you say Chase. In German you say Yase, but that's German. So I think you say Chase. Chase. And then they go and they hunt demons. And he looks a bit familiar, but she doesn't really know why. And then they're in a car ride, and his bodyguard, because he has a bodyguard, you don't know why yet, but you're gonna know it when I tell you. And then they're in a car ride, and his bodyguard is like, hey, your face is transforming back. And he's like, your face is what? He's like, oh, yeah, this is not how I actually look like. This is just so nobody knows who I am. Because, he's hunting demons. Nobody's allowed to know that demons exist. And then she's like, okay. And he's turning around. And he turns around, it's the prince. The Prince of Great Britain. Because this is a fictional royal family. It's not about the actual royal family, but it's fictional. So, it's not actually them, but in this book, it's the royal family of Great Britain. Sorry, I have to stretch out my lines. And then she falls in love with the prince, and the story basically goes from there. They have demons to fight. Not that many inner demons, more actual, full-size, dangerous demons. And that's basically the whole story. In the end, there's a happy ending, and everything turns out happy and woo. And it's one of the prettiest books I've ever seen. I own the other two from the series, and together the spines match and make a a picture of like the gates from London. I think it's the gates in front of Buckingham Palace. I could be lying. So most likely yes, but probably not. And anyways, that is the last book I read this month. And with that, we are done with the June 2026 reading wrap up. Wow, this was a lot and the words definitely did not pour out, but we still did it. I'm so proud of us, and now I can go back to reading. No, I have to edit. Oh, for God's sake, I have to edit. So, I will see you pretty soon, I hope. And with that, I hope you had a lovely time today, and I will see you pretty soon. Bye!